When children vanish without a trace, most blame the forest, or the roads, or fate. But in this forgotten town, Aarav finds the truth inside a place where porcelain smiles. Hide screaming souls. The icy wind of Rudrapur slapped Aarav's face as he stepped off the rickety bus. The hill town was quaint, but carried a coldness beyond the weather, a kind that lingered in the silence of children. He was following a lead, 5 missing kids in 10 years, all vanished within 100 meters of the same abandoned toy shop, Sharma's Toy Wonders. Locals refused to speak of it. One old woman only whispered, "The Dollmaker never stopped making toys, just changed his audience." The shop had been closed since 1996, yet somehow the windows were dusted clean. Inside, dozens of dolls stared out, each unique, unsettlingly lifelike. Aarav noted in his journal, "Dolls appear recently crafted, materials aged, but stitching seems fresh." He managed to enter through a broken side door. The air was thick with the scent of varnish and decay. Doll parts lay on every surface. Strings hung from the ceiling like a macabre marionette web. On the workbench was a leather-bound book titled The Silent Symphony. The book wasn't a diary, it was a ledger. Each page listed a name, a date, and a design sketch of a doll beside it. The last name chilled him. Anjali, dated 2 weeks ago. Aarav recognized her from a poster near the bus stand. Suddenly, a child's voice echoed behind him. "Mister, help us." He spun around. Nothing. But one of the dolls had moved. As night fell, Aarav explored deeper into the shop. In the basement, he discovered a hidden room with hundreds of dolls arranged like an audience. At the center, a child-sized porcelain figure strapped to a chair, a stitched mouth, and eyes wide open. He leaned in, and it blinked. Panicked, he stumbled back and knocked over a box of tools. That's when he saw it. A small camera lens behind one doll's eye. He realized with horror, these dolls weren't just decorations. They were watching, recording, possibly even remembering. The further he read the ledger, the more connections he found. Each missing child had a corresponding doll, with features, moles, and even birthmarks perfectly matched. They weren't just modeled after the children, they were the children. Somehow, the Dollmaker had performed twisted rituals that transferred the children's souls into porcelain shells, preserving them in silent terror. One page revealed the method: a lullaby, a lock of hair, and a heartbeat stolen at midnight. The final room in the shop was sealed with chains. Aarav broke them open and entered what seemed like a bedroom-turned laboratory. Photographs lined the walls, images of children, news clippings, and sketches. At the center sat a dusty armchair. Slumped in it was a man's skeleton, still holding a needle and thread. The Dollmaker had died decades ago, so who had been adding new dolls to the collection? A sudden realization hit Aarav. He reached into the Silent Symphony and flipped to the last page. There, in red ink, Aarav Sen, 2025. Sketch incomplete. The room dimmed. A music box began to play, its tune slow and off-key. Dolls turned their heads toward him, eyes glinting with something far too human. And then, from a dark corner of the room, a life-sized figure walked forward, an exact replica of Aarav, but porcelain-skinned and smiling. "Welcome home, brother," it whispered. The next day, the shop was boarded shut again. Anjali's photo was quietly removed from the bus stand. Back at Janmat Weekly, a package arrived. Inside was Aarav's journal, filled with sketches, and one doll. A perfect replica of him, eyes wide open, mouth sewn shut.